Hello and welcome to Hockey Time on Memory to Video Productions. I'm
Mike on the wing, centering pass, backhand score!
Go in, Scooter with it, sends it across for Kane, and it's in the net, and they have a power play goal!
The other point, big shot, right on, and the glove save. Neal having words with Campbell, and now Mario steps in there, and now all chaos breaks loose.
Faces to center right, where he is bombed by his teammates from Lemonster.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hockey Night at Pisa, presented by Memory to Video Productions. We are streaming live tonight from the Plainville Indoor Sports Arena with an F2 Division deck matchup between the first place Skateless Allies and the 7th place Screaming Monkeys. All of today's action is brought to you by Wooter Apparel, the leading provider of team uniforms for all sports. Check out www.wooterapparel.com for more information. Screaming Monkeys come in tonight with a record of 2 wins and 6 losses. One of those wins by forfeit, one of those losses by forfeit, so a 1-5 true record. The Allies coming in 6 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. They also won 1 game by forfeit. They're coming in first place, looking to get a first round bye clinched tonight with a single point. So whether it be a win or a tie tonight, they will clinch a top 2 seed. The Screaming Monkeys fighting for their playoff lives as they're currently on the outside looking in, but if they're able to run the table in their last 2 games here, they can still mathematically make it. The last matchup between these 2 teams was the first game of the season, where the Allies were victorious in a 3-2 victory. Prior to that, the Screaming Monkeys knocked the Allies out of the playoffs in the prior season. So a lot of history between these two. Back and forth battles, generally very closely contested matchups. The last 3 games between these teams decided in overtime or by 1 goal in regulation. So we should have a good one here today. Delgado takes the face-off for the Allies as we are underway here now at the Plainville Indoor Sports Arena. The Allies looking to advance things forward. Delgado up to Dulude. Dulude sends it back to the point. Shipped away as the Screaming Monkeys now look to send it in the other direction. A couple things to keep an eye on tonight's matchup. The keeper for the Screaming Monkeys, Grigory, has played 2 games so far, the most of any goalie for the Screaming Monkeys, as they've had a lot of changes in that position. It's been a spot of contention where they haven't been particularly stable. That's caused them some issues and is part of their 2-6 record here. On the other end, the Allies also into a situation where they're having a backup keeper, Greg Monska, filling in today. So it'll be interesting to see how these goalies are able to keep up with these shooters, see if we can keep this game in the low scoring digits or if this one's going to get a little out of hand. Delgado works it forward, slaps it over the goal, rebounded by Dulude, who's chipping away at it. The defender's there to stop him. Maiscalco tries to corral it in the corner, struggling with the defender. Roche sends it back in, dumps it behind the net. 22 slips and falls, hits the deck there. That's Daniel Seski fighting for it. He's going to go ahead and maintain control of that and bring it up and in. Handled by Monska, who chips it up and out to his defender. Zagilski up to Roche. Roche sends it over to Delgado. Delgado starts to advance, gets it over the center line, out to Brophy. Not able to handle that one. And that one's going to get out. Everybody's got to get back for the offsides. Brophy and Maiscalco hustling back. Zagilski with the smart play, just holding on to it. As Cowett now in at center. That one's popped up and still in play. Capolini centered it, taken by Roche and sent off harmlessly. Still bouncing around. Centered again. More solid defense from the Allies as they get physical in the corner here. Still battling it out. Roche sends it back to Cowett. Cowett taking his time, measuring. A little bit of pressure now by the Monkeys, as Fred Farthing was forechecking on that one, causing the Allies to dump it on in. Maiscalco pursues. Kept in. Quick shot blocked. Roche going to take it from deep. Try to fire it in again, blocked. Fired from deep by Skateless. That one is blocked as well. Brophy fighting for it in the corner. She maintains control, looking to try to get it back to her teammate Cowett. Shot again blocked. The Monkeys active on the defensive end, making sure most of these shots don't get to Grigory, who's in goal. Chased down by the Monkeys. Fu in the corner, tipped away by Monska. Fu continues to control it. The shot up and off the rafters. Good save by Monska on that one. On the shot from DeSimone, he was fed from Fu. Had a clear open shooting lane, took it. Monska able to knock that one away, went up and into the rafters. We get a stoppage in play with 6 minutes and 33 seconds to remain in the first period 0-0 game. Lining up for the face-off now in the defensive zone of the Allies. Fire from deep, that one way high and out. We're gonna get that whistle again. This one's going down the other end as DeSimone fired it from the corner, launched it up and into the netting. He's got 5 goals on the season. He is their leading scorer for the Screaming Monkeys, so got to keep an eye on him. He will take that shot from anywhere, and it's usually got a lot of power behind it. Face-off controlled by the Screaming Monkeys, then corralled by the Allies defense. Skateless sends it up to Dulude, looking for Cowett over the center, couldn't quite get him, led him a little too far, but still kept in the zone. Brophy puts on the pressure, and the Monkeys are able to go ahead and get that one out. Skateless handles it with Fu in pursuit, sends it over to Roche, who has plenty of time. He's going to look around to send it up to the corner. Dulude now got a little bit of a space, a 2-on-2 situation. Cowett fires it, good save by Grigory. The rebound still not clear as it is in the zone still. Dulude chasing it, now the Screaming Monkeys corralling it behind their own goal, but it's still up for grabs. Dulude looking to maybe wrap it around. Still a dangerous situation. The Allies continue to put the pressure on offensively. That one went just wide. Cowett expressing his displeasure at a missed opportunity as Grigory was able to get post to post. That one just barely missed. Probably the best scoring opportunity of the game thus far, as we're just about halfway through the first period. Whistle, stoppage in play. Both teams a little bit on the short-handed side, so it'll be interesting to watch the personnel changes, see those line shifts, and particularly keep an eye on the fatigue factor as this game advances. Both teams so far have taken it at a moderate pace. Part of maintaining that control. Delgado fires it. That one partially blocked. Now coming in the other direction. Goes to dump it in, comes off the referee, breaks that momentum. Maiscalco now bringing it up on the wing, sends it over to Delgado, tipped around and now taken away by the Monkeys as they go blitzing down the other end. Cowett fighting for it in the corner with Whitman. Cowett comes away with that battle. Delgado just over center line, puts it into Dulude, puts it right on his stick over to Maiscalco, isn't able to handle it, bounces off his feet. Still fighting for it, but it goes over the line. Good patience there by Maiscalco to make sure his teammates were back on sides. Skateless goes to handle in the corner. He is pursued by Whitman. Still an opportunity for the Screaming Monkeys. They aren't able to do anything with it just yet, and that one rolls out. Now being pursued by the Allies. Maiscalco puts a little bit of pressure on Seski, who dumps it down. We're going to get the icing whistle with 4 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the first. We'll get a little bit of a breather here as both teams will take an opportunity to switch up player personnel. Screaming Monkeys at 2-6, a lot better than their record shows. They were a playoff team last season. Not a whole lot of roster turnover, but they've had a lot of issues in terms of putting together a full squad. Team rotation has been thin at times. Again tonight, enough players to keep things moving, but not the same regular players over and over again. A lot of mismatches. makes it a lot tougher. Same with the goalie position. They've yet to have a keeper play more than two games in the goal. This will be Grigory's third game today. They've already played 8 so far this season, this being the 9th. Brophy fighting for it over in the corner. Skateless keeps it in, gets it back to Brophy. He's looking to center it, but that pass is picked off and sent the other way. Whitman's got to wait up for it, and he does. Stays on side. Roche gets back, chips it away. That one's going to go over the line. Now it's coming back the other way. Grigory's going to go ahead and play it, gets the stick on it. Dangerous move coming out, had it under control. Brophy goes to shoot, goes a bit wide, but still in a position where the Allies could take advantage of it here as Delgado goes to center it, goes straight through. Maiscalco goes to send it back, nobody there. That's a turnover. Roche keeps it in, looks to shoot, puts it on net. The rebound still bouncing around. Grigory with the save. Brophy struggling to get a handle. She gets it back to Skateless, who fires one from the point. Saved by the keeper. Over to Delgado in the corner. He's going to look to put it on net. It bounces around on Maiscalco's stick, pushed around. No whistle on that one. Went for the turnaround shot. A little bit of contact, and it went wide. Skateless handles it, but he is pursued by Farthing. Farthing unable to get that one. Here comes Keogh. A late entry to it. Handling it behind, popped up, still in contention here. Keogh dribbling around, finally able to get it away from him. Keogh Hahn, who must have showed up a little bit after the start, arguably the Screaming Monkeys' best player. He's got 5 assists on the season, but he can certainly score as well. Covered up by Grigory. We're going to get a whistle and a face-off down in the Screaming Monkeys' end with 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first. Keogh Hahn, definitely one of the faster players and one of the better stick handlers in the entire division, not just on this team. He's going to be somebody to keep an eye on as this game progresses. You can see him continue to fight for it. That one in front of the goal popped just wide as Duluth almost had an opportunity for it. Cowett sends it in, almost catches the keeper sleeping off his pad. He was slightly screened, not sure if he saw it coming. Bounces around and up and into the netting. Another stoppage in play as we're under 2 minutes here. Still a 0-0 tie thus far in this matchup. The Allies' only loss on the season came in their last game in overtime to Mia Familia. Fired from deep by Delgado. That one goes wide. Roche with the follow-up, tries to send it in. Duluth gets a stick to it, and Grigory's going to go ahead and make the smart call, cover that one up, and take that whistle. As the Allies setting up shop in the defensive end of the Screaming Monkeys, looking to put the pressure on, see if they can pop one in before the end of this first period. Face-off controlled by the Screaming Monkeys, but then not able to be pushed out. Duluth handles it, wraps it around, bounces just wide. Kept in by Roche, who's struggling to keep it in. That one's still in. Persistence by DeSimone, who's able to fight several times with Roche and get that one out. Everybody's back on side now as we're under a minute and a half. Duluth sends it up to Cowett. Little shake and bake move, loses control of that one. Maiscalco in the corner, looks to send it in, goes behind the net. We're just over a minute. A lot can still happen in this first period as Duluth handles it behind the net. Grigory waiting for it. Corralled now by Keogh Hahn, who loses it. Maiscalco gets a piece of it. Roche sends it in just high and wide. Duluth with the rebound, sends it in, blocked by the defender. Still in. Delgado takes his time, fakes the shot, now makes his decision to send it over to the corner. Duluth tries to center it to Cowett. Cowett has it intercepted before it gets to him. Now they're still fighting for it. Cowett and Hahn fighting for it. We got 32 seconds remaining, and the Allies have been down in this offensive zone here for just about 2 minutes. As the Screaming Monkeys are just unable to take possession and clear it. They look to try to get a handle on it now and are finally able to dump it out. The Allies were living in the zone of the Screaming Monkeys there with several opportunities. Delgado, team captain, sends it up and in calmly, sent over the line. Cowett handles it with 4 left, sends it up and into the rafters. We've got 2 seconds left. The face-off should just about do it. The Allies controlling possession at the tail end of the first period here, as the Screaming Monkeys were struggling just to get it out. Finally were able to, with no damage done, as it is still a 0-0 game. Both goalies doing their job thus far. Personnel rotation. Face-off about to be dropped, and that's going to do it. End of the first period. Allies 0, Screaming Monkeys 0. Just a reminder that all of our live streaming action is brought to you by Wooter Apparel, the leading provider in fully customizable team uniforms and apparel. WooterApparel.com for more information or to order. We've had a great game so far, evenly matched, which was expected from the beginning, as it usually is between these two teams. The Allies definitely held the possession advantage, particularly towards the end of that period. But so far, nothing able to get by Garrett Grigory, who's done a solid job in goal. Both teams towards that tail end starting to show a little bit of fatigue, a much needed break during the intermission here, as we'll get right back to the action in the second period. The Allies, one of the better offensive teams in the league, scored 18 goals in their 7 games that they've played, but they've taken 176 shots to do it. They're averaging 25 shots a game, a little on the higher side. The Monkeys have scored 16 goals in the 6 games they've played. 2 of their games have been forfeits, so really only 6 games played. They've taken 124 shots, so averaging about 21 shots a game, so a little higher on the efficiency factor scoring-wise for the Monkeys, but both of these teams relatively evenly matched offensively. It should be noted that the Allies are missing a couple of their leading scorers, with Brian Watros and Dan Leone out for today, both of them up near the top of the scoring table. But one thing that has helped the Allies this year is there hasn't been one hot hand, somebody who's really carrying the team. The scoring has been spread out evenly among several players. The majority of players on the team having 2, 3, or 4 goals. Nobody really setting a pace. Similar situation for the Screaming Monkeys, whose leading scorer has 5. They have 4 other players with at least 2 goals. We're back underway here in the second. 0-0 matchup. Maiscalco controls it at the center line, looks to bring it up, hesitate a little bit, sends it over into the corner. Brophy's chasing, kept in by Roche, who dishes it off to team captain Joey Delgado. Delgado protecting it against the defender. Seski able to take it away, wrestle it away from him, as Delgado was looking for an outlet, didn't find anything he liked. Farthing going down the other way, and now the Screaming Monkeys looking to get some offense going. That one's kept in deep, intercepted by Delgado, who flips it up to Maiscalco, who's going to try to track that one down, unable to do so. But we're going to get an icing call as it's sent deep down the other end, as the Screaming Monkeys just try to get away from that one. Andrew Peterson with the defensive play there. As the night has continued, more and more Screaming Monkeys starting to show up. Their bench is getting a little bit deeper, and that could play a factor here as time clicks away. The Allies remain shorthanded. Grigory covers that one up. Looked for a second like he might give it off to his defender, but thought better of it as there were some red jerseys in the area. He decided to go ahead and sit on top of that one, did Garrett Grigory. Face off, controlled by the Allies, who send it in. Little piece of the glove on it. Brophy battling it in the corner with Peterson. Peterson's able to get it out to Whitman. Whitman unable to get past Roche, who steals it away, centers it to Dulude, who fires, blocked by the defender. Good opportunity for the Allies there, but a great defensive play by 22, Daniel Seski, to block that one. Dulude able to bounce off the boards, bring it up. He's looking for Brophy, leads just a little bit too much. That one's in the corner as they're fighting for it down below. Delgado fires it, hits his own player. Dulude went for the screen and instead got hit with the shot. Was able to get his own rebound. Getting a little bit of a joshing and thanking there from the keeper. Dulude made the save for him on that one. Then was able to get the rebound but send it up and into the netting for the stoppage of play here. We're at the 8-minute mark, remaining in the second. Still 0-0, closely contested matchup here. Cowett and Hahn facing off. Cowett controls that one, then it bounces around and now taken by the Screaming Monkeys, who look to get it forward. Maiscalco handles it, taken away by the D, but kept in by Roche. Quick wrister off the side of the net. Maiscalco with the rebound. Couple of good opportunities there, still in. Roche sends it over to Dulude. Shot blocked again. That one didn't get through. Chasing it down, able to avoid the ice by running that one down. Great effort play by the Screaming Monkeys, but a couple of good opportunities there by the Allies. Cowett and Maiscalco both with a couple shots on goal as they start to work their way down again. Maiscalco dumps it in. Cowett chases, looks to maybe center it, maybe put it on. Taken away by the defenders. Cowett plays it off the boards. Still wrestling with it. Sends it straight through the crease, untouched. Dulude now taking his time. Defender hedging his bets. Sent in. Stopped by Grigory, but still around. Cowett with a chance at the rebound. Hits the keeper in the mask and covered up. Cowett had a good opportunity at it. Couldn't put it away as Grigory was up to the task. He's putting in a lot of work here between the late first period and the beginning of this second period. Garrett Grigory able to keep up so far and keep that goose egg up on the board. In his two previous matchups, he's got a 2.5 goals against and just over 90% save percentage. Does Grigory. Stolen away from Keo Hahn by Justin Cowett, who looks to put it on, but it is deflected up and into the rafters. We'll get another face-off here in just a moment. Keeper takes a little brief moment to cool down and catch a break right before the face-off here. Won by Keo Hahn, sends it back to his defender. Got plenty of time. Allies start to pursue now, and the Monkeys have to pick up the pace. Fu sends it down to Hahn, who's chasing it, but Delgado's able to get there first. A battle of 8 on 8. Delgado and Hahn, both wearing the number 8, chasing each other down. As the Allies are able to get rid of that one, but it looks like that's going to be an ice. With 6 minutes and 16 left in the second, in a 0-0 matchup between the Monkeys and the Allies. Pace starting to slow a bit, perhaps fatigue setting in here. The second period got off to a bit of a quick start. Now settling into a little more pace. Face off in the circle. Hahn wins it from Cowett. A name we haven't said too much today, Greg Monska in goal for the Allies, not their normal keeper, Casey Mumblow. Out today, he had played all 7 of the prior games for the Allies. Their backup keeper, Mike Maiscalco, yours truly on the injured reserve. So Greg Monska in goal in a pinch. But he's been known to be a capable goalie as he puts the stick down on the ground and makes the save on that one. He hasn't been tested a tremendous amount yet. But what has come his way, he has stopped as he's pitching a shutout so far. Allies send it forward. Grigory's going to go ahead and play this one. Thinking twice about it, sends it behind the net. Dulude in pursuit. Brophy takes away 2 allies against the 1 defender. Going to win every time. Cowett sends it in goal again, and he cannot buy one today. As Cowett with another opportunity, just unable to finish that one off. Great scoring opportunity. Grigory able to get a piece of it and keep this one knotted up at 0-0. It looked like that was going to be the tipping point, but unable to finish that one off. We've got 5 minutes and 43 seconds remaining. Delgado now taking the face off against 77, Cappellini. Brophy fighting for it, goes down to the ground, but looks to be back up in the mix. Brophy had a knee injury earlier in the season. Monska's going to go ahead and jump on that one. Looks to be able to shake that one off. Get some personnel changes. Maiscalco jumps on that one, covers it up, so we get the quick whistle. There'll be a face-off down in the Allies zone with Cappellini taking the face-off against Delgado. Cappellini wins that one, sends it up to the point. On goal, that one's saved again, and now going the other way. Grigory's going to play it, thinks twice about it, as Dulude was charging down. Grigory was looking for some help, a defender to lay it off to. Saw that red jersey blitzing down his way. Made the smart decision to go ahead and cover that one up rather than risk getting it out of there. So the face-off will be down in the monkey zone, controlled by Delgado, who sends it back to Skateless. Shot is blocked, never makes it through. Dulude, same thing. That one never makes it to the goal. Kept in with the kick, soccer style by Skateless, who's able to keep it in again. It's still in. Dulude trying to get the stick to it. Now Maiscalco, and it just barely poked away. Maiscalco over to Delgado, who sends it to Dulude, just misses that one. That was almost a near perfect connection there. Sent in, Delgado on goal right off the side of the pads of Grigory. As the Allies continue to keep it deep, Dulude fires that one, chipped away by Peterson. And finally now, Farthing gets it out, heading down in the other direction. Maiscalco dives, got to get back up and into position. His defender there to help him out and send it down the other way. We're going to get the whistle on the icing call. A little bit of a quick counterattack there by the Screaming Monkeys. The Allies had several opportunities. A couple shots on goal. And then a interception up by the blue line and a little quick passing. Screaming Monkeys were able to get it down and get a little offense going on their own side there. As we await a game-changing play here, we're still knotted up all at 0-0, just over midway through the second. Screaming Monkeys continue to control faceoffs in the second period as they win that one as well. Allies fighting to get it out. Maiscalco sends it down just over the stick of the Screaming Monkeys defender, who's got to now corral that one and reset as everybody's got to get back. Cowett got to stick to it, but goes right back to Thoring, who's going to bring that one up again. Keohan looks to handle it, and does. Swing and a miss by Peter Fu on that one. Looks like he was going to send in a slap shot, but wasn't able to get a piece of it. Got to watch the high stick there. Cowett put it way up in the air. Hahn going back and forth right over the center line there. Brings it up himself. Maiscalco puts some pressure on from behind. Forces Hahn to send it in. Catches a bit of the pad of Maiscalco, who's able to skirt that one away. Battling out in the corner. Skateless uses some physicality to muscle that one out of there. Grigory's going to go ahead and pass it off to 22 Seski, who will dish it over to Hahn, who's now pursued by Dulude. Dulude's still on his tail. Hahn has the stick handling ability to go ahead and dribble his way out of that one. But he can't do it all by himself. He runs into 3 allies there. They're able to put a stop to that run. Dulude sends it forward. Controlled by Seski, who sends it up. Roche now gets it back over the center line. Almost an offsides. Fu was able to get back in time, but not by much. Maybe a step. No icing call here. 2 minutes, 20 seconds and ticking. The pace now settling down a bit as we're still knotted up at 0-0. Cegilski sends it up to Cowett, who looks to get it in. Dulude plays it off the boards, tries to center it, but leads Cowett just a bit too much. Defender puts it into the back of the net. Dulude now controlling it, looking to wrap it around, puts it on net, off the pad and up and into the rafters. As that one's going to go down to the other end as it was off the side of the net and into the rafters here. We've got 1:53 remaining. A couple of good opportunities by both teams so far, but nothing able to be put away. The last several minutes, a little bit of a slower pace here as both teams have started to settle down. Wear and tear, a little bit of fatigue setting in, perhaps on both sides here. The Allies in particular with a short bench. Cowett wins the face-off, sends it down into the Screaming Monkey zone, pursues in the corner. Peterson sends it off the boards nicely, and it makes it all the way down to Monska, who's going to go ahead and jump on top of that one and take the whistle. The smart play on that one. Good to see Brophy back on the floor. Took a little bit of a bump on her last shift. Went over to the bench, back out looking ready to go. Always a good sign when an injured player gets back up and is ready to shake it off and keep playing. Roche sends it down deep. The keeper comes all the way out, able to get a piece of that one. Dulude was charging. That one could have easily popped the other way, but Grigory steps out and was able to get the stick on it, send it back down. Now the Monkeys look to take advantage. A little bit of a backhand by Whitman. Monska covers that one up. As we're just over a minute, still scoreless here in the second. Changing out a winger here for the Allies as we get ready for this face-off. Capolini up against Cowett. Cowett pops it up in the air, handles it with his hand. Delgado now sends it forward to Cowett. Dribbles through, sends it down in. Dulude chasing it down in the corner. Fired from Delgado from the point. Maiscalco tries to track that one down. Kept in by Roche. Centered. Cowett fires it. Save again. Cowett with 3 excellent scoring chances so far. Unable to get it in there. As that last one was just an excellent save by Grigory, who's able to keep this thing scoreless. Dulude got the rebound and launched it up and into the rafters. So we'll get a whistle, stoppage in play with 42 seconds remaining in the second. The Allies knocking on the door, but still 0-0 so far. Cowett lining up for the face-off against Capolini. Cowett wins that one. Delgado fires it just wide, as that one's handled by Thiering, who sends it out the other way. Delgado gets chased down by Fred Farthing. Bounced up and into the air, and that one's going to get a whistle. So good hustle by Farthing to make sure there was no icing on that. Delgado let him chase it and then took it right away. Nice strategic move on his part. Let that offensive player expend all that energy getting to it. With the same end result, he was able to stop, and we got 21 seconds remaining. Key face-off down in Allies territory, but it is won by the Allies. A big defensive win on that face-off. Sent down in, a foot race down into the corner. Cowett and Peterson. Peterson able to win that one. We've still got 9 ticks. Sends it to Dulude, who's able to try to put it away. Still rolling around, still loose. A close moment there as Dulude took it from behind the net, wrapped it around. It was rattling in the crease. Nobody was able to locate it. Finally, the Screaming Monkeys able to get it out of there. Knocking on the door several times were the Allies, but unable to produce any offense so far. This game looking eerily similar to the last game they played against Mia Familia, where they outshot their opponent something along the lines of 32-14, and were only able to produce one goal even though they had many opportunities. Same thing happening tonight. Definitely outshooting the Screaming Monkeys, but the scoreboard says the same thing for both ends, and that's 0-0. So far here through 2. Getting ready to start the third and final period of regulation. Always that chance for overtime, particularly in a game this close. Everybody taking a little bit of extra time, not a lot of rush to get back on the floor, as the Allies in particular taking a little bit of breather, perhaps talking some strategy, perhaps giving their bench a little bit of a rest, as they are shorthanded with only 2 subs currently available to them. Down at the other end, the Screaming Monkeys started shorthanded, but guys have shown up throughout the night here, and they look to be fairly close to full force as we enter this third and final period. Delgado thinking over how he's going to take this face-off against Keo Han. And we are underway. Han wins that one, sends it back to his defender. Maiscalco forechecks a little bit. Sent down. Taking a little bit of time. Maiscalco starts to pressure, gets a piece of it. Bouncing up and around, still in play, handled by Peterson, who sends it down. We're going to get a whistle for the ice on that one. A little pressure by Maiscalco, got a foot on it. And the Screaming Monkeys decide to just go ahead and fire that one down, get it out of their zone. We'll get a stoppage in play here early in the third. So far, both goalies pitching the proverbial shutout, with Grigory getting a significant workout. Manska doing everything he needs to on his end. That one bounces off the board, hits the back of the goal and still in play. Kept in by Sigilski. Maiscalco battling for it. That one's cleared out. Han. Couple stick movements. Now sent over to DeSimone, who's chasing that one down in the corner. But Sigilski's going to get there first. Get it to Brophy, who's unable to get it out. Maiscalco sends it down the other way. Grigory going to let that one go. His defender coming down. Brophy pursuing. Defender can't take too much time. He's got to make sure to get that one, and the pressure keeps it down in the Screaming Monkeys zone here. Not sure if it was a little bit of just taking too much time or a little bit of fatigue, but the defender for the Monkeys took quite a bit of time there, and the Allies were able to capitalize. They keep this one in. Got to wait for the offside. That one's going to get whistled. Delgado a little impatient on that one, as Brophy was hustling to get back. Delgado had possession of it right at center ice. Didn't hold up quite long enough. Going to get the whistle on that one. Substitutions made. Cowett will check in at center in place of Delgado. We'll have another face-off here with 8 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the third. That one popped up and into the air, controlled by the Screaming Monkeys. Roche battling for it. Monkeys come away with it. Manska slaps that one away with his stick. As Capolini continues to fight both Allies defenders, beats Sigilski, gets it out wide, sends it back. Cowett able to rush over, and that one's cleared. The Allies now take advantage. A couple guys hit the deck. No whistles, still clean. Coming back down. Whitman fighting for it with Roche in the corner. Whitman, one of the speedier guys on the floor. Cowett gets a piece of it. Controlled by Roche, who sends it over to Cegilski. He's got time to send it up. Does so, leads Brophy perfectly, but outpaced by Farthing, who's able to chase that one down, bring it behind his own goal. The Allies going to continue to pressure a bit, force him to send this one down. Monska covers it, plenty of time, no whistle. He's going to give it to his defender. Screaming Monkeys make a effort to chase. Never was really in contention on that one as they were able to clear it back down. Brophy gets a piece of it to keep it in. Bounces around now. Delude shoots off the hip of the defender over into the corner. He chases down his own rebound on the opposite end. Now looking to maybe wrap it around. He could center it. He tries to center it. That one goes through. Misses both Cowett and Brophy. Unable to connect. Roche battling for it in the corner with Whitman. Able to keep that one in still. Now Whitman gets it ahead, but Cegilski puts a stop to it. Cowett unable to touch it as he's offsides. Got to get back. He does so. Delude now controls it, taking it over to the center. To Cowett. Sends it backwards over the line. Maiscalco coming off the bench gets in on that play. Whitman trying to center it. It will not get there. Farthing battling it out. Continues to center it. Cowett with the interception is going to go ahead and send it on down the other way, get the stoppage in play here. 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the third period. We're still knotted up at 0-0. Looks as though the Allied players now dipping into their reserve tanks as they look a bit gassed. Smart move by Cowett to go ahead and send that one down, get the whistle, take a little bit of a breather. He'll match up against Keo Han on this face-off. Down in the defensive end for the Allies. Han wins it. Sends it around. Fu chases it down, kept in, but now taken by Cowett. Pushes it up ahead to Maiscalco, who fires it. Doesn't get a whole lot on that one. It goes just wide, but it's now deep in the Monkey zone. Cowett fakes the slap shot, wrists it, sends it in. Delude battling for it in the corner. That one taken by the defender. Popped up and into the player bench as Han got a piece of it, as did Cegilski, and that one chipped up and away. The Allies with a couple of good opportunities there. But again, still 0-0. Cowett and Han for the face-off on the blue line. Won by Han. Han has dominated for the most part on face-offs. Perhaps Delgado and Cowett winning a couple, but Han has won the vast majority. Maiscalco brings it up. Now he's got to get back. Cowett's got to take his time. Delude sends it over. Cowett centered it. Good shot on goal. Saved by Grigory. Delude gets the rebound. Tries to center it. Kept in by Delgado. Han gets a stick on it. Keo looks to bring it up. He's going to slap shot that one. Blocked. Never makes its way through. Monska ready, protecting the post. As Delgado now has the time to bring it up, trying to get it past Han. As those two continue to battle. And sent down. The Allies pushing the pace. Cowett got a piece of it, but it went back over the line. Cegilski's going to have to wait for everybody to get back on side here. Sends it up. Good patience shown by the Allies to avoid the offsides. Brophy pursues. Maiscalco with the interception. Cowett now looking to dump it in. Still bouncing around in front of the goal as we are under the 5-minute mark. Brophy battling it out in the corner, taken away by Han. Han looks to take it up himself. He does so. He's now got a little bit of help with him. They're going to keep that one in. They're not. Thought perhaps they were going to let him get away with it. Fu tried his best to keep that one in, but it rolled back. We're going to get a whistle here. Stoppage in play with 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the third. A lot of panting, a lot of hands on hips. These guys are tired as this game continues to progress. You got to wonder now, it's crunch time. Is somebody going to be able to punch in a late goal for either side? Or we could see some overtime here. Keeping in mind, a draw for the Allies is the ultimate goal, as that would lock them into one of the top 2 positions. For the Screaming Monkeys, they need a win to stay alive. Fired on goal, score! Delgado puts it in. Gregory, who has been absolutely stellar so far today, finally beat on the wrister by Delgado. His 4th goal of the season. He puts the Allies up 1-0 as the Screaming Monkeys' playoff hopes may have just been dashed. They need a win here today to keep them in it mathematically. They now have 3 minutes and 52 seconds to try to get one back. With a guy like Keo Han, they're never eliminated. Sent down, Brophy chases it down in the corner. Fighting with Seski. Seski sends it around. Delude able to chase it down. Centers it. Nobody there quite yet. Delgado gets a piece of it. Battling for it, Sagilski. They're gonna call the offsides. He's got to stop the pursuit. Whitman, too fast for his own good, got ahead of him on that one. They've got to run back now. The Allies take advantage of that almost offsides call to reset. Whitman battling up the boards. Now taken by the Screaming Monkeys with just a tick over 3 minutes remaining in regulation here. Roche sends it forward. And we're going to get a whistle. Stoppage in play on this one, 2 minutes and 54 seconds. The Allies now cling to a 1-0 lead. Looking to try to advance as one of the top 2 seeds. They still have a shot at the 1st seed. The Vipers currently in 1st place. The Allies 2 points behind them with 2 games remaining. The last game for the Allies is against the Wolverines, who have forfeited their season. So 2 more free points coming for the Allies. The Monkeys, on the other hand, need to win their last 2 and get a little bit of help to have any chance of returning to the playoffs for this season. Monska, that one bounces. The whistle already happened. That one is not a goal. Gotta settle that one down. Roche let it bounce around. Monska grabbed it, got the whistle. It was still bouncing around a little bit, but if that ref thinks it's covered or loses sight of that ball, he has got to blow the whistle, and he did. So that finishing of the play after the fact does not do the Monkeys any good. Got their hopes up for just a moment that they might have tied it, but it did not. This one is still 1-0. That one's still bouncing around in front of the net. Delgado tries to clear it. It goes up and into the boards. We're going to get a whistle here with 2 minutes and 29 seconds remaining. Monska so far doing a good job to keep the Allies in this one. He's currently got a shutout. He may not be the starting keeper, but he is no stranger to the goal. A very capable player looking to keep this one in hand with 2.5 minutes remaining. Keo Han and the Screaming Monkeys looking to try to pressure this one and see if they can tie it up. They win the face-off, but it's sent down deep the other way. We're going to get a whistle going in that direction here. It's going to come right back down. 2 minutes, 24 remaining. Han discussing perhaps that last near-scoring play as he matches up with Cowett. Han wins the face-off again. Cowett with the interception. This one could be a pick six. Takes it down. One-on-one save by the keeper. Gregory stonewalls him. Cowett unable to score tonight. He's had a few opportunities and has just been shut down. Garrett Gregory has his number. Sagilski chases this one down. He's got to be patient. Everybody back, just barely. Dulude sends it in, covered up. Cowett nearly with the pick and then the goal, the interception there, got ahead of the pack, had a one-on-one opportunity. But Garrett Gregory, having shades of Patrick Waugh in that Avalanche jersey, with the beautiful save to keep this one at 1-0. If they were able to punch that one in and make it 2-0, the Allies could have had an insurance goal. But the Monkeys still right in this. This one going down the other way now as Hahn chases it. Maiscalco smart to just get out of the crease, jump on top of that one and get that whistle. We've got 1 minute and 47 seconds left. You can feel the energy in the building picking up as we're getting below 2 minutes here. Since that late goal, both of these teams have been flat out, given everything they've got to try to finish this game off. Gregory goes ahead and handles that one, sends it to his defender, who sends it up to Hahn. Keo Hahn dribbles past at least 2 Allies defenders, splits them. He's still got it. Roche and Cowett in pursuit, centers it, shot from the blue line, goes wide, still on net. Fu fighting with Skateless. Skateless able to get that one out of immediate danger, but still in play for the Screaming Monkeys. Looks to shoot wide. Fu now battling again. Brophy takes a swing at it, doesn't get it out. Skateless got to just get rid of this one, and he doesn't get a piece of it. The Monkeys still have a chance. It's still in the zone with under a minute remaining in this one. Cowett off the boards, finally gets that one cleared. It's off, and a whistle. The Screaming Monkeys doing absolutely everything they can to try to climb back into this one and get that equalizer. Unable to do so there. A couple of great opportunities as you can feel the panic set in. Gregory looked like he was going to possibly come out of the net here. He's going to play real deep and keep an eye on who wins this face-off. That'll determine if he sprints over to the bench to give the extra player. A little bit of an early jump on that one. Nope, timeout, red. Thought perhaps Keo jumped the gun a little bit, but the Allies take a timeout. They're going to go ahead and strategize. It should be noted in the last game against Mia Familia, the Allies' only loss of the season, there was also an empty net situation, and with the extra offensive player on the floor, that's when Mia Familia scored the tying goal to force overtime and eventually win it. So a key moment here. The Allies got to be discussing that prior game. With 51 seconds remaining, if Gregory sprints to the bench and an extra player comes out for the Screaming Monkeys, do you just play it off and try to kill time, or do you go for that empty net? As it bit them last time, the Monkeys going to do everything they can to try to get this one tied up late. Still at center ice. Keo controls it. That is going to be their sign to get the goalie off the floor. There's now 6 players on the ice for the Screaming Monkeys. Sent down and just wide. Dulude chasing it down. No icing on this. 30 seconds remaining. Cowett with a great hack. Keeps it back. Screaming Monkeys chasing now. They've got everybody they have on the floor. One defender back just for that reason, to go ahead and stop that one from him being an empty netter. He's going to bring it up himself. Peterson looking to send it around. 9 seconds and counting. Skateless sends it down deep. We're going to get a whistle call. Icing with 5 seconds remaining. This one's not over yet, folks. 5 seconds remaining, 1-0 advantage Allies. The face-off will be deep in the Allies' defensive zone. A key face-off as Hahn, who has been dominant on face-offs the majority of the day, going up against Cowett. Allies got to kill 5 seconds. That one's on goal. Maiscalco's able to get it away. 1-0, and that'll do it. What a battle here. The Allies prevail. The Skateless Allies 1, the Screaming Monkeys 0. The Allies improved to 7 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie on the season. Greg Maiscalco pitches the shutout In an excellent effort, the Screaming Monkeys fall to 2-7 on the season. Their hopes of playoffs are now officially over. So our final from the Plainville Indoor Sports Arena is 1-0. A special thank you to Wooter Apparel and to Anjanette Rieger and Justin Cowett from Memory to Video Productions for all of their superb efforts in making this live broadcast possible tonight. We'll be streaming more games later this season, so keep an eye on that. I'm Mike Maiscalco. Once again, our final, Allies 1, Screaming Monkeys 0. Thank you and have a wonderful night.